Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this bonus video I'm going to be doing something slightly different. This is going to be a bit of a discussion video, and it's going to be called Discussing Legacy Dinoking. And the reason for this is obviously this is hugely speculated at the moment with regards to, are we going to get a Legacy Dinoking, due to the fact that we've obviously got the Legacy Core Class Dinobots, which are going to of course make Volcanicus. Now the reason for all this speculation is, number one, that there's 6 of them, and there's going to be a combiner. Now for people who aren't aware of who Dinoking is, I'm going to show them in a second, but they may have seen this. So this was the standard Hasbro version of Monstructor, and again this was how this particular figure was released by Hasbro in 1989. Now this was made up of monster pretenders and the inner bots all combined to form Monstructor, whereas in Japan and at the moment with Hasbro, and especially with Victory, they're doing lots of well, they're not doing lots, but they really are, which I love. I love the fact that they are using Victory figures. So we had Galaxy Shuttle, we've of course got Victory Saber, which is of course Star Saber and Victory Leo. We've got Deathsaurus coming up too, and this is just adding speculation, just adding a bit of fuel, but more, actually this is adding more fuel to the fire, shall we say, because this particular person here, this was one of my, I'm so lucky to even have one of these. This is an original vintage Dinoking figure. So yes, it's just a redeco of Monstructor, but this was made up of dinosaur pretenders. And obviously at the moment, that seems to what we're doing. We're getting Metal Hawk, funnily enough, another Japanese pretender. We've had Bombburst, we've had Iguanus, etc, etc. And the really interesting thing about this is, again, is the fact that these are made out of dinosaurs. And if we want to make it even more interesting, I can't really balance him anywhere for fear of breaking him for a start. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you their names, and I'm going to give you reasons why I came to this conclusion, or like why I think I've came up with this sort of theory, shall we say. So I've got me little notes here as well, because their names are quite hard to describe. So we have Kikuryu, which is the upper torso. Now the upper torso, now the inner bot obviously makes up the upper torso, and this is really interesting. If you have a look at this, it's just 2 bots and they're folded in sort of half. There's one underneath and there's one on the top, and they clip together like so. That is how you make the upper torso of these figures. Now that's very, very similar to, of course, these. And to add more fuel to the fire, Kikuryu, his inner robot. So let's have a look at what is, the inner robot, the outer pretender shell, is indeed a Triceratops. That's very, very coincidental, shall we say. Now the other part of the torso is, of course, this is Raryu, and Raryu is a little bot, but his outer pretender shell is indeed a Brontosaurus, which is of course Sludge. And then what we've just had revealed, obviously, Grimlock, and Grimlock is going to be a leg, and Grimlock is also, I suppose, the Dinobot team leader. But we have Goryu, which is the left leg, and he's going to be a leg, and of course Grimlock is going to move legs as well, and his outer pretender shell is indeed a T-Rex as well. So for those of you who don't really know, I think we're putting 2 and 2 together now. Now, if we carry on with some of the names and some of the limbs, we can have a look at the rest of these. So we've got Yokuryu, who's going to be an arm, and his outer pretender shell is a Triceratops, sorry, not a Pteranodon. Of course it is a pterodactyl, but Pteranodon. So this, of course, could easily be Swoop. And then we've, of course, got Doryu, who's another little robot, and his outer pretender shell was in fact a Stegosaurus. So that's pretty much Snarl. Now the only interesting thing is, funnily enough, obviously, Slash is the female Dinobot, and I think she was a raptor before. Now this is what could be the only spanner in the works, because the only other team member is Garyu, and this was an Ankylosaurus. So if all of a sudden Slash becomes an Ankylosaurus, or to be honest, because it's only an arm, or because the component is only an arm, they can make it pretty much whatever they want. But this is the only little sticking point at the minute. And yeah, I say this is something I haven't really done before, but it's something I wanted to do, and as well to educate people who haven't got a clue who Dinoking is over here. So hopefully that has helped with that.